So here we have it, the last video of Mr. Knapp's contribution series to Dulwich College. It's the third example of probability, and we've got this guy Ravi, and it's talking about him doing his homework. Now this guy Ravi looks like a bit of a scallywag. He's not doing his homework because it's the probability that he does his homework is a tenth. That's 10%. If he goes out with his friends, so let's say that Ravi goes out with his mates. So here we have his friends. The probability of him doing his homework, if he goes out with his friends, is a tenth. But what's the probability of him going out with his friends? What is this probability? Well, if we carry on reading, it says in the next sentence, the probability that he goes out with his friends is 3/4. So let's stick that down here. That's 3/4. That's going out with his friends. So quickly we can just work out if he doesn't go out with his mates, if he's sick or if he's just being boring, then that's a 1/4 chance of that happening. What about now if he goes out with his mates and he's a responsible lad, he goes back and he does his homework? Let's read. The probability that he does his homework is 10% if he goes out with his mates. So that's going to be a tenth here. Now let's say if he goes out with his mates and he stays out all night and he gets back and he just cannot be bothered to do his homework. That would be 9/10. Right, what about now if he's boring, he stays at home, he's a good boy and he does his homework? What's the probability of that? Well, it says here it's 3/5 if he doesn't go out with his mates. That should be if, not of. There you go. If he doesn't go out with his mates, it's 3/5. It's still not very likely that he's going to do it, because of not doing his homework, if he stays in, is still 2/5, and that's 40%. That's quite a big probability then. Now, the question's asking, what is the probability that he does his homework? Now, this is actually quite a tricky tree diagram because all the probabilities are different. But we can use this to work out the probability of getting his homework done, which is here or it's here. And the top green line will be these two probabilities multiplied together, which would be 3 on the numerator, 40 on the denominator. Now what about if he stays at home and he does his homework? That probability would be 1/4 times 3/5, so that would be 3 out of 20. Now there are two different possibilities of him doing his homework. One where he goes out, has a good time, comes back and he does his homework. The second, he stays at home and he does his homework all night, which is here. Now we have two ways of doing it, and the word between them is or. And when we say or in probability, we add the two together. So we have to make the denominators the same here. This 3 out of 20 is the same as 6 out of 40. And now we have both out of 40. We can add them together to get 9 out of 40. And that would be the probability of him doing his homework. So 9 out of 40 is pretty bad. You know, Ravi needs a bit of a slap to get himself to do his homework, clearly. But you know, if you're watching this video, then you're in this probability of doing homework, I hope, or you're in class doing it, or you might be on holiday doing it, just reading ahead, in which case you are awesome. Right, have a good time with all this maths. I hope the videos have been useful. Cheers.